Walter says, what are some places other than Gsite, Media Room, and Cloud Host where we can iFrame the money site for more power? An ID page, Blogger, your branded Web 2.0 assets. I mean, press releases. Well, maybe not the press release, but you got Media Room already. So, but yeah, I mean, branded Web 2.0 assets, those are great. Gsite, ID page. Be careful though. I've been testing lately and I've been seeing, I've talked about this before, but with my link building business, with what I call rebuilds, which are going out and finding domains that are in the appropriate topical or topical category. At least they have topical trust flow flowing into them in the appropriate topical categories. And sometimes the domains that I pick up have a lot of power. And so if I used to iFrame the money site sometimes into tier 1 links, and I found that some of the domains that I purchased were more powerful than the money site that was iFramed, and therefore it would cannibalize the money site page. Like, in other words, let's say the money site page was ranking in position number 4, and then I iFramed it into a rebuild domain. That's what I call those domains that I purchased that were expired, had former content on them, etc. And then I would iframe that into that rebuild, and all of a sudden the rebuild is now in position 4, and the money site's not to be found. The money site's still there, but it's an iframe in the rebuild that took over that position because it cannibalized the money site. Does that make sense? I've seen that happen, so we stopped doing that in semantic links. However, I've seen recently, for years, I've been teaching about using the Gsite, the Google site, as part of the Drive stack to embed the money site into that. And I've recently started testing with not doing that because I've seen in some of my tree service stuff that the Gsite cannibalizes the money site. It doesn't happen very often. In fact, one of the domains that I saw that happen on was caught an algorithmic penalty. It seems like from what I can understand it looks like a panda penalty is what I was trying to say. So the domain caught like a panda penalty. So the Gsite ended up ranking where the money site was, because the money site was iframed into the Gsite, if that makes sense. And so I'm testing with that right now. So you got to be careful with the iframes with the money site. I think iframes are really good for tier 1 stuff, branded tier 1 stuff. In other words, you iframe tier 1 assets into other assets, because that way it doesn't cannibalize the money site, but it can still push power and topical relevance and influence, if that makes sense. So anyway,